It was meant to improve education outcomes for Aboriginal students, but a state government program has failed to deliver. Principals and teachers blame a lack of support from key government agencies and from within the communities themselves. State political reporter Bridget Glanville joins us now with this exclusive report.
Well, Juanita, the program is called Connected Communities, but according to a new report, the majority of these schools are anything but. The government has set aside $65 million for the program. Now, we're talking about 15 schools in the most disadvantaged areas across remote New South Wales, including Bourke, Moree and Walgett. But according to the government's own report card, Connected Communities has failed to close the gap. Coonamble Public School is top of the class.
Finn scored 245 more points.
Teachers here say in the last 3 years there's been a dramatic improvement.
Classroom behaviours are much reduced. One of the measures that we look at is the number of kids who are outside of classrooms when they should be inside, and that incidence has dropped to less than 1 per day, which before it would have been 20.
The principal puts it down to changes within the school and the Aboriginal community. But results vary across the state.
The response over the last 2.5 years, some things have gone really well, some things have not gone as well.
Most notably, there's been no improvement in NAPLAN results. Attendance rates in high schools have either remained steady or actually dropped, and there's a lack of communication between schools and parents.
Some communities really want to be engaged in the schools, others are reluctant, and others may take another 5 or 10 years to actually come on board. But it's around trust. It's around believing that what they're giving you is going to be used.
As a way of connecting the schools to the communities, the program set up school reference groups that were tasked with guiding that interaction. Now, this shop front is a shining example of what those groups could achieve. But of the 15 connected community schools across the state, in the past 3 years, only 2 groups are functioning.
It's just helping people mix. You can see the difference. People actually walk in and have a chat, so they're welcome to walk off the street.
Unless we get communities engaged in an authentic kind of dialogue with school leadership, we're not going to see the change that's required. And so it's pleasing to note that some school leaders get this, but in other places there's a lot to learn.
But there are areas where the Connected Communities program is earning a tick. Breakfast is served in all 15 schools. There's also been an increased focus on Aboriginal language and culture. Big improvements in student behaviour and attendance rates in primary schools, and kindergarten students are performing better in literacy tests.
In 2013, we only had 15% of our kindergarten cohort reach expected scores, and for the last 2 years we've had 48 and 51%, which is a dramatic improvement.
The report found the promising signs of progress in primary schools aren't being reflected in high schools. At Coonamble High School, Josh Stamford is trying to break the mould.
When I first come here, I didn't go much on it, sitting in the classroom, but now I'm over there with Cleary and that, building stuff.
Across Connected Community schools, Aboriginal students are at least 4 times less likely to receive a higher school certificate than non-Aboriginal students. That's despite 75% of them saying they aspire to do so.
It is a very long road here. There have been lots of things done in these communities over decades, lots of promises made and not delivered.
Promises which these communities can't afford to have broken.
Bridget, did the report make any recommendations?
Yes, Juanita, the report made 5 recommendations, including employing trauma counsellors in all schools. It also made very clear that there needs to be better coordination across government departments, other government departments, and there needs to be a whole-of-government approach if the aims of this program want to work, connecting the schools with the Indigenous community. And the government has said that it's going to implement all recommendations.
Now, the consensus is that these things take time. Is the state government committed to the program in the long term?
Yes, the minister said the government is definitely committed to the program. He's committed to the $4.5 million operating budget each year, and that the program will go beyond 2018. In fact, the minister said for these big changes to work in Indigenous communities, you often need 10 to 20 years.